Welcome to the open mic. We do this call for you folks who wanted to know what was new with the platform, what we've been working on, and do a little R&D or rob and duplicate automation ideas from your peers. For MSP owners, operators, people who aren't automating things by hand, feel free to sit back. This is a technical call for your technical folks. Listen and learn what people are working on. Also, ask questions. I can count, let me see, how many MSPs have succeeded in automation and have never asked a question. It's 2, 4, 29, 30 divided by 8. 0 MSPs have succeeded at automation without asking a question. So please jump in the coop. You can ask all your MSP peers, or you can jump in your private Discord channel and ask our rock, and they can help you. And with that, let's party. Ash, what's going on?
Hello. All right, yeah, so like as Aaron said, we have a few of us here from IT Nation. There might be a few more trickling in as they wrap up, so check, wave, say hi. We've got Brandon over here, first time that we've spent any time with Brandon, so that's fun.
Hey, Jesse.
Okay.
Hello!
But I guess, George, let's jump over to you first, and then can you delegate the next person? Because I didn't actually see your list.
I can, yeah, for sure. Hello, everyone. Greetings to those of you at IT Nation. First thing I wanted to start off with today was actually giving a shout out to someone in our community who was pretty helpful on Discord this week. Mr. Stuart Bailey was very helpful with a brand new partner coming in and following Aaron's instructions exactly. This person was looking for a workflow around conditional access management, and being the smart automator they are, was looking for a little bit of R&D work, right? Why build something from scratch with you can leverage something that someone has already done? And so Stuart Bailey was very kind in helping point them in the right direction and offer some things they could use. So thank you, Stuart. That's what the Discord community is all about. So saw that, loved it. Thank you. We are also still in the process of doing our call for speakers for Flow. So if you're enjoying the IT Nation conference, if you maybe don't get to go to the IT Nation conference and you want to go to what is arguably the best conference of the year, Flow. It's happening next June down in Nashville, Tennessee, and we'd love to see you there. But at the minute, we are looking for speakers. So whether you're a technician, a business owner, an automation engineer, we're really interested to hear what you want to share with our community. So fill out that form and let us know if you're interested in speaking. That'll be closing up soon, guys, before the end of the year. We do want to announce those speakers at the beginning of this year, so make sure you're filling those out. Quick tip and hint for people who are interested in the call for speakers, a way to maybe slightly better improve your chances of being picked is to book some time with me and film a little community creations video. This is just a simple short video of a workflow that we're looking for to share again with the community. So I'll drop a link to book some time there. I'll say this is where a lot of our speakers have come from in the past, because we've noted how good they are at speaking, how technically smart they are. So it's just a way to help get yourself on the radar, as well as share the community and kind of get on our LinkedIn as well. So I'll drop that link in the chat as well, and look forward to folks booking some time with me. But that's it for community updates this week. Next, we're going to head over to the product team. But as Daniel has just scurried out the door before we began, we have Jania leading the product update this week.
Thank you, George. Happy Friday, everyone. So getting into the world of dev updates for today. In terms of features, we don't have any new features, but be on the lookout because they are working diligently on some exciting new features as we near the holidays. So check out next week for that. Next, in terms of bug fixes. So the team worked on fixing an issue that we had with list customers action within Ingram Micro. So it was actually duplicated in this list. So there were two list customer actions. So now if you go to list customers, drag it in, there's only one action within this list. Pretty clear and straight to the point, but very effective for you all as you work through that integration. And then also shout out to the documentation team doing a great job. If you would like to look into the documentation for Ingram Micro, feel free to do so as well. And coming soon, we have an Aerosphere integration that the team is working on, essentially to streamline the procurement and deployment and management of IT services in one unified solution. So the team is working diligently on that. And then lastly, we'll have Workflow Builder performance improvements. So this includes implementing lazy loading for drop-down action option menus. So pretty exciting things that the team is working on as we move forward. And that is it for the dev update for this week.
Thank you. Next up, we're going to roll into the one, the only Mr. Jesse has graced us on open mic. So we have a marketplace update from Jesse. Jesse, how are you on this fine Friday?
Everybody get loud for the marketplace update. Does that sound how it sounds to me? To
Yeah,
it just sounds
it
absolutely
does.
terrible. Okay, perfection. Amazing. Marketplace updates. We've got some new enhancements to everybody's favorite billing count report crate. This is one where we've been trying to make an effort to add a bunch more vendors to this, specifically licensing vendors. So that's been something very requested by folks both internally and externally. We added all the Synix stuff here. So we did Synix Australia, we did TD Synix Stream 1 and TD Synix Stellar. If anybody does not see their favorite licensing vendor in the billing count report, please let your CS, AS, anybody associated with Rewst know so that they can create a ticket for us so we can add it for you if there's a native integration for it, because we want to do that so you can use it. Bug fixes and chores. A little bit more minimal this week. We've been focusing on some other initiatives. So we made some updates to the newly released Workstation Offboarding crate. So we added a decommission action for after you uninstall the Sentinel-1 stuff. So that was Paul that worked on that for us. He was the one who built the crate as well. If you haven't checked out the Workstation Offboarding crate already, definitely give it a look. I think it was released a couple weeks ago, and we definitely want feedback on the documentation, the functionality of the workflow. So let us know how that's going for everybody. And then coming up soon, we've got a few different crates that should be hitting the marketplace before the end of the year. We got the per machine password rotation, kind of in a suite of privileged access management stuff that we're working on. We're still working on adding enhanced logging to the user onboarding workflow, so a longer running project that we have to make it more clear what's going on in the user onboarding workflow that everybody loves to use. And then we're going to have a backup monitoring crate from DropSuite. We're also going to have a new user crate from DropSuite as well. And then we're also going to be adding DropSuite to user onboard, user offboard, and the billing count report as well. So lots of DropSuite stuff coming up if you use that tool. And I think that wraps it up for Marketplace. Any questions?
Great, thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Yeah, look out at the end of the call, folks, for, I know we like to meow at the end of the call, but there's a new cat in town, and you might hear him at the end of this call. You'll know what I'm talking about when we reach the end. Next up, over to education. And once again, 2 weeks in a row, we have the legendary Eddie Chow joining us.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's open mic. Let me share my screen and let's get started. So first things first, on the education side, we released a new course. This is in regards to RoboRewsty. So I'll drop a link here in the chat. What's up, chat? And 3 ways to get started with RoboRewsty. Just like with AI, I'm sure a lot of us just kind of dove in and started just running with it. And we also want to provide you guys just some resources as to what are some of the capabilities of RoboRewsty. So we have our course here linked in the chat. So things like process engineering, asking RoboRewsty, hey, I'm trying to build a workflow that does XYZ or XYZ. Can you help me? Or how can I build it? And then just kind of some of the tips and tricks around getting a good process engineering buddy with RoboRewsty. Troubleshooting is also a big one as well. Getting RoboRewsty to help you just figure out what's wrong. So having a lesson there. And the last one, a lot of people go through Jinja, and Jinja is one of those aspects in which if we had somebody to either teach you or actually just make Jinja for you, that would be fantastic. And luckily, RoboRewsty can be your helper in that way too. So creating a video there as to what can we do with RoboRewsty and how can RoboRewsty help you with Jinja. Been seeing people using that in Discord as well. It's really cool to see that Jinja can be a lower barrier to entry with RoboRewsty. So we have this course here. Take a look at that. Again, link is over there in the chat. So new course alert there. Next up is our certifications and just a couple of shout outs with that. So Rewst Foundations, we got Brian, Glenn, Asmira, Seth, Owen, Daryl, and Chris. Congrats for passing your Rewst Foundations certification. From there, we have Clean Automation. We have Seth, the Be-Focused Service Desk. So the entire service desk, I assume, is certified. Charles, Owen, Hugo, Nikel, and Nalanha. Sorry for butchering that, but congrats for passing the Clean Automation. If you guys haven't checked out the Docs site this week, we did a little bit of a facelift here on the navigation of the home page. So new tiles, a couple of new icons here to click on as well. And again, if you haven't filled out your Docs survey, please be sure to do that. Right? Think about the animals. So if you haven't done so, please do that. A lot of what is going on the RoboRewsty side is also tied in with the Docs. So we want to provide the best experience for both RoboRewsty as well as the Docs site. So let us know how we are doing. And again, a lot of shout outs for the Docs team. We have the create documentation for the OneStream Technician Toolbox. So last Friday, Paul demoed that, and then we have documentation for that as well. Again, the Docs team is consistently doing their best to ensure that we have documentation for these crates so we can actually use them to their full capacity. So again, thanks to all of those who contributed towards creating that documentation and the Docs team as well. So a couple of updates there, but otherwise, punting it back over to you, George.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Jesse. All right, we are going to jump now to a demo from Trey, who's actually with us live. So I'm going to be muting us, and he's going to be jumping in here.
Okay. Hopefully there's no feedback. Can I get like a thumbs up from somebody that it sounds good?
Oh, beautiful transition. You guys are 80 pros over there.
We're pros, man. We're pros. Okay. Demo today is an easy one. It's an end-to-end user management when customers go away. It's not something that anybody probably likes. We don't like losing customers, but my company needed a way to do it. We're a pretty big company, so I've automated it. I've posted all of this to my GitHub. I've sanitized all of it so you can recreate it. But it's effectively two separate forms. The first one is a delete user form. This has a few fields that won't apply to you guys, like select a geography. That's a my company thing. We're weird. I self-admit we're weird. But when you get in here, you pick out who you're going to remove, outline why. I'm not going to dive into the form. You don't care about that. What it does have that I want to point out is a little bit of the GraphQL. Can I get like a raise hands? How many people have played with GraphQL that are on the open mic? All the people in this room make sense. That tracks. 2 people, 3 people, 8. Okay. We've got at least 100, so not a ton of people have played with it. A little advice, use RoboRewsty, or if it doesn't work, ChatGPT, Claude Code, whatever. It can help you write pretty solid GraphQL and you can debug with it. What we have here and what's on my GitHub is effectively a simple removal. So all we're really doing is going and pulling, hey, is this a active user or is this an invite? Via GraphQL, all we do is take the user ID and do a mutation to delete that user ID. If it's a user invite, that's already a built-in action, so I don't need to use GraphQL. The concept's the same. We're just removing access. When we're removing an organization, we don't have to do this, so it doesn't always apply the same way, but the concepts are the same. So this workflow looks very similar. And in here, it's another mutation, an org ID, to then delete that org. So my workflow is a little more complicated. We've got a lot of stuff in here for time and approval logic and error handling, but the ones that are available on GitHub are simplified. So you can take this and plug it into your workflow as a sub workflow. If you think about that, having it in there for, let's say, a termination at your customers, you may want to go list your users, see if there's a matching user, right? And then remove that Rewst user. Now with SSO, that's not a huge risk, right? You're not going to be super worried that they're going to get into Rewst, but it's still just overall good cleanliness. When you remove that user via Rewst, might make sense to also remove their Rewst user itself. So I'm not going to demo it because this is production and I don't want to kick my team out because I'm going to get, of course, a Teams message as I get on a plane in an hour, and that's not going to be fun. But it's super, super simple. I see a couple hands raised, so they're either leftovers from when I asked you to raise your hand or there's questions. So I'm going to pause for questions. No questions so far?
There's a couple of questions I see. Stephen, your hand is up first. Go ahead. Or are you reacting, Stephen? No, it's reaction. Dean? Dean, is your hand raised for a question? No?
No, I
Okay.
forgot
Kelvin had
to
one.
I thought I did.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
So, Trey, you've automated this using the GraphQL API. What are other examples of stuff that you've done with GraphQL other people should look into for themselves?
Oh, I think we've lost audio with you guys in the room.
Dang it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go, Trey. Thanks.
Okay. I'm going to start. The question from Kelvin is, what else are you using GraphQL for? And my answer to that is, Courser's a little weird. We have a lot of MSPs, and then beneath those MSPs, we have additional MSPs sometimes, and then customers beneath that, and our tree gets really complicated. So we use GraphQL to kind of help manage that mess of relationships, maintaining the organizations. For a starting out company, it's simple things, setting up triggers automatically, setting up different workflows, moving things around. A lot of the stuff that you can do in the GUI, you can do via GraphQL. You can mutate things, you can query for things, and that really becomes powerful when you start to look at, okay, we've got a new customer. Let's get them spun up, and it's near zero touch, right? There's some things you're going to have to do, like GDAP. You're going to have to do a few things there, right? But other tasks, setting up their PSA, IT glue, Sentinel-1, etc. Those you can start to use GraphQL combined with the vendor APIs to really kind of handle it. And your team just focuses on what they do best, which is the customer experience side of the house. Good question, Calvin. Thanks for the lead-in.
Trey, as you might expect, there are just a few people asking when and where they can get that GitHub link from you.
We will post. I was just trying to look it up. Why don't you post it in chat? He'll post it in chat. In the meantime, we're all going to say hi to Daniel and welcome him back for being late.
Hi, Daniel. Hi.
And now we are going to move on to our next demo, which will be slightly easier to navigate because it will be remote. Timothy Dalton. Music.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, Timothy. Can hear you loud and clear. Welcome.
Cool. So, last month, or really 2 months ago, I work at an MSP, and we have quite a lot of clients and quite a few multi-tens of thousands of machines. And we were coming up on the Windows 10 deadline. And we still had a few thousand scragglers that are out there. And so project management came up with this process that they wanted a bunch of guys to go every day to go check a specific time off this spreadsheet, and whatever machines were on there to go lob this script that they had put in RMM to go get it installed at the right time, at the right day, and then go back into the Excel sheet hours later and mark pass or fail. So it was going to be a lot of man hours to be able to do this for thousands of machines. And I got to thinking there, I'm like, well, you just gave a complete process that's defined, even though it's a one-off. So I've got this collapsed right now, but this is kind of an idea of what they had done, where every day we had the manager, the client, the computer. This completion status was blank, but I had times, and if they weren't labeled, it was supposed to go at like 6 p.m. I'm in an Excel sheet, and it's in SharePoint, which means that I can hit it through the Graph API. So I built the entire thing in Rewst. It took me about 3 hours to put this together, and then I kicked it on, and this automatically ran through every single day. I defined the Excel ranges and mapped them to a day, and took the day timestamp, and also considered that since some of these are running so late, I'm going to need to probably check in to see what their status is the next day. So I created a little rollover for what the previous day was. So say I'm plus 7 hours into the next day, I'm looking at that previous day's cell range. So I still have those machines to go check that next morning. But I go pull the cell range and go grab all my org variables I need for Screen Connect, and I go get the sheet and all the data on it, and completely put together all the rows that are coming from Excel in that day's range, and have them set knowing that I've got a company machine and a time that needs to go. I'm able to list build pretty easily with it, and just run some simple time logic that, I decided that I was going to check on the status of these at 6 a.m. every day, since I was running them the night before. So if it was 0600 hours, they were going into a machine to check list. Otherwise, they were going into upgrade. And I built the final dictionary that just quite simply, if they were time to go, it would go update with patching on my cell range. It would go and patch those with what it was doing. If they were offline, it would notate that it was that. If it was running, it would notate that. And afterwards, if it went to check, it just simply put pass or fail with a series of if statements on what I'm going to do. So I only have to run the action once, and just posted whatever the status message was. And so the end result of this, which was just, about 3.5 hours of labor, I saved what was probably about 2 weeks of Lord knows how many hours that people were going to have to spend. And I just kicked this thing on and it checked every hour for that time in those machines and logged, and then came back and checked. And I just painted this entire Excel sheet for weeks with thousands of machines and had the entire thing done, and nobody had to lift a finger over it. So it was a pretty cool win. It was a one-off build, but the point is that a lot of times in automation, we think that, I need to identify these repeating processes that we need to automate, but you can quite easily take a project plan, which is a process, and you can automate that sucker. Even on a one-off, that saves you a lot of time, that really increases your margins. And those are really big wins. So instead of having people spend hours button clicking this, I mean, all just sitting back and just watching this Excel sheet get painted with colors. So yeah, that was it. It was pretty cool. And what I wanted to show off, this is concept here.
I have a question right away, Timothy, for you. Just curious, like, yeah, I think that's super cool. And I know that this, recent upgrade from Windows, it was a big ripple for a lot of MSPs who are having to do similar projects. I'm just curious to know, you said it was more of a one-off automation, but is there anything within there that you or like other automators in the future could rip out to use for similar processes? Anything that could be manipulated into more of like a sub workflow type thing, just knowing that from a high level, you're kind of taking a lot of different users and their devices and updating them. Is there anything in that process you think you would reuse in the future?
I mean, the workflow itself is pretty simple. Probably the most unique thing I don't see a lot of people doing is leveraging Graph to look into Excel sheets in SharePoint. And it really comes down to just Jinja handling at that point. I mean, ultimately, I don't know. The workflow is so simple. I don't really know. Unless somebody wanted to view it, I don't know what you would really rob and duplicate out of it. I mean, the concept was simple, it just, like I said, the to be able to do this by hand would take many hours of button clicking and checking and going back in and notating like cell after cell on pass fail or something. I mean, it's horrible. So.
Well, thanks for sharing. Did anyone have any other questions for Timothy?
Awesome.
Cool deal. Thanks, you guys, for listening.
Thank you so much. It's great. I turned off the accidental things on the screen because there were too many hands flying around. Who knew what they were going to do?
Doesn't trust us.
I don't trust you, no.
The people here making guns out of pens, she doesn't trust.
But now we are going to jump over to Sam. Sam, I think this is Sam, it's your turn.
Yes. So what I just wanted to show off today was something I've been working on for a while now, but finally got around to it, which is a big problem that we've been struggling with. And I think pretty much everybody struggles with this, is getting an accurate inventory list of devices inside of your RMM tool and not overpaying for your utilization of those devices. So like we found with a lot of our clients just like sit computers inside the closet or whatever and don't really like do anything with them. So we always have to find a balance of keeping systems for a certain period of time, whether it be 6 months or whatever, before you offboard them from your RMM tool. Because after so many years or whatever, you're like, okay, this thing hasn't been online. Well, we found we've been finding some clients who have been waiting months or years, and then they keep them in a stock room, and we don't want to pay for those devices that they aren't turning on, aren't using, aren't getting any benefit from the RMM tool for that. Which kind of defeats the purpose of the RMM tool in that first place. But at the same time, we wanted to have the easy ability to where once they boot up the computer, it would just re-enroll itself inside of our RMM tool. So that's basically what I built here, and I'll actually show you a live demo of this. So I have this lab server here that I'm going to delete from our instance of Ninja there. And basically that's simulating the device offboarding after being unreachable for so many months, or the service not starting, or whatever reason it is that the device goes offline. Historically, we've had to do solutions like either them sending us a device, we have to reimage it, or um, use like a local admin account per device and allow them to log in or set up a remote session or something like that. And it's very time intensive for technicians. Even with Sentinel-1, you've had to log in using the remote shell, and you can use other tools as well. But that was a big thing that we had when we moved to Ninja, was once a device gets removed, it gets removed and it doesn't reinstall itself when it comes back online. So basically what I did here, I created a form that allows our technicians to basically run a PowerShell script against a device inside of Agent Smith, and uses the Agent Smith agent as kind of a temporary agent to reinstall the NinjaRMM agent on that device. So basically what I have here, I have a dev instance of Azure IoT Hub, and I have our dev org here. Basically, you're saying that you're going to reinstall the Ninja agent and it's going to put itself inside the default location. I just used the PowerShell scripts, which actually pulls from our Azure storage blob, to uninstall the agent first using the Ninja uninstall script that they provide, and then reinstalls it. So basically I can just select the agent here, or what I'm actually going to show you is something even cooler, which basically pulls a list of the devices from Agent Smith. And this is something that would run on a cron job, say like every day. So it lists out the connected devices here, and then basically compares it with Ninja. So it pulls down our Ninja workstations, checks to see if it's part of a group, which basically I allow a device to be within a day of being offline. If it's a day or more offline inside Ninja, but it's online inside of Agent Smith, that probably means that the agent is either busted, or that the device doesn't have the agent at all. So in that case, then I basically just diff those two lists. Then I'm going to run that reinstall agent against that script, to run that script via the Agent Smith. So I'm going to kind of run this for you live and show you how it works. So this is something that would be run on a cron job, say daily at 9 a.m. or something, where it basically just takes a list from Agent Smith, takes a device list from Ninja, does a diff on it. So this basically just gives you that Agent Smith device ID, the Agent Smith device name, and then our Rewst org ID. So these are just the lists of devices that are in Agent Smith but aren't in Ninja. And then actually right now it's running the reinstall script that I have to reinstall our agent. So what we should see here is in a few seconds, we should see that server pop up inside of our default site inside of Ninja. And basically, okay, so it's actually run the reinstall script. And there we go. Here's our agent being reinstalled. So basically, I simulated the device being offboard from our tools, and then it's just going to be reinstalled as well. So for us, this is going to save us hundreds of dollars a month in agent costs, removing agents, that stale agents from our reports and things like that that we don't care about. Allows customers to basically store their devices, since Agent Smith basically costs nothing. I think it was $25 for an instance of then standard instance, and even the higher one, which I think we calculated was like 60,000 devices, is only $250. So it's a relatively small cost compared to what we're paying for our RMM tool per endpoint, and basically works just fine to reinstall those devices. So that was kind of what I was trying to do here, and it solves multiple issues for us. We've had some devices where the service just gets stopped, or the agent kind of stops working for whatever reason. And historically, that's been kind of a nightmare for our technicians, because they can't access the devices and they have to either contact me or someone else or have to copy and paste scripts or do something like that. And it's way too difficult. If I can just have them, hey, just click on the form, select the endpoint here and select submit, or even better, just run it on a cron job so that they don't even have to worry about this in the first place. It makes everybody's life way easier. So that's what I've basically been doing here is kind of making Agent Smith into a RMM tool onboarder of kind of like. So this is what our technicians will probably be using going forward. And if there is any problems, but I'm hoping it kind of eliminates that. And the time savings is huge, obviously. I mean, if you're on the phone with someone and your device is inside your RMM tool, it's a pretty lengthy process to be able to get it re-onboarded and walk the user who has no technical knowledge, or sometimes if they're remote, you can't just even send out a technician, you have to schedule one, and there's obviously costs associated with that as well, and lots of time costs as well. If we can save even half of this, it would save hours, which is crazy. So this is something that will be really beneficial for us.
Thank you, Sam. Is there any questions that anybody has? A lot of celebrations.
Sam, is this something reusable? Is this something that other people could pretty easily do you think?
Yeah, so basically the only part of this, I actually took this form, believe it or not. It's actually the same exact form that is included with Agent Smith. I ended up just hiding this and remove some of these actions that we want users to take. Like for example, it's just basically deploy to device and run PowerShell script on endpoint. I set up some stuff here to do, like I don't need any of this stuff here, so most of it is grayed out. I did add in a field saying you're about to reinstall the Ninja agent on the device name, and I added a little blurb here about the device will re-enroll itself inside the default location that we have set up inside of our RMM tool as well. And then basically what I did here, just basically customize that for the form. And then if you're running the workflow itself, it's even easier. I'm basically just pulling, this is all already built into Agent Smith. The only thing I'm really doing here is just filtering this down by connected devices and making this a little bit easier to parse through since I don't need all information from the devices. And then you just update this to whatever your RMM tool is. So if you use ConnectWise or Datto or whatever it is, right, you just set it up here, list out your devices, set up your criteria for whatever you want to filter by. Just diff the list here, which is super simple. I'm just taking those two lists, filtering down by Agent Smith device name here, and then from our Ninja device name as well. And then basically we're just running the reinstall script here that we set up here with our script ID, and then our Agent Smith agent ID. And yeah, this is all just a test instance. So this is we're just testing this out. But basically the plan is going to be to deploy a full instance of this soon and roll it out all to our endpoints.
For people who don't know Sam, he is one of the best Rewst wizards out there and it's super helpful in our community. So yeah, it's amazing work, Sam, as always.
Yeah, it's something super simple, but it really fixes a big problem that I've had personally, because everybody's been reaching out to me like, oh, like why can't I connect to this device? Like whatever, right? I mean, if this can fix even some of it, it's helping my time as well and helping resolve other people's time because they're waiting on the phone or whatever, trying to help them. So just wanted to kind of share that out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're done with our demos now. We've got 18 minutes. So anybody has anything they want to chat about, any questions, anything they want to share? So mic time.
Hey, George, what did you think of IT Nation this year?
That was very He learns that he needs to listen to me when I offer him the thing right away.
I would ask the same of all you guys in the room. I heard there's a new term in the industry, auto magic. What's that all about?
Slaggle? What's that?
I like auto magic. My favorite term.
Favorite
term.
What does it mean?
It means things just get fixed automatically.
Automatically.
Automagically. Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I've used it for years.
Sounds like
Jesse also said he's been working on an interpretive dance to show us on an open mic. I was wondering if you have it ready today.
Yeah, it's actually funny because Auto Magic is Daniel's karaoke stage name, and he's been harassing local Florida karaoke joints, just screaming the Canadian national anthem and Rush songs, doing his best Geddy Lee impression. So I think he actually, I'll do my dance after, but I think he was going to do the karaoke first. So
Was that you on Shucks on Tuesday?
Jesse, you got to go to O'Shucks.
what is it? Say that again. Oh, shucks.
You have to go to O'Shucks.
It was a karaoke place. People went.
We didn't go to a karaoke place.
It's a bar.
Sounds great.
Where
I'm
there's
gonna look it up.
People may or may not know that you have a little bit of a karaoke flair.
There must be some questions or demos out there. You have some important people on the call like Jania, who can answer all your questions. But
All my questions?
Yeah.
What is the meaning to
42.
42.
Well, what is the question?
All the questions.
What about stuck in the middle of a workflow and they don't know what to do next?
Now that's right. That's what I do.
Who wants to come to an open mic live sometime? Blue 42.
Me.
I'm trying to do this.
I didn't.
Ray has pizza? Yeah.
Pizza, yeah.
Pizza.
Only if Daniel's not there.
It's like,
Maybe I can come before. Maybe I can show up before he shows up, and then I'll
You
just.
can't be
leave
in the
and
room
then
at the same time. It's like pokeroo.
Wait,
Yeah, I think there's.
Reference people won't get.
If pizza's on the call, could you like leak something for a minute?
No. I think let's go to
Wait,
Ray.
let's ask Aaron.
I'm not at liberty to do that. That's the CEO's
Where's
job.
Aaron?
don't
Yeah,
you
but
know?
hold on. Pizza, show auto workflow generation. I'm sure people on the call haven't seen it yet, and it's already been leaked before.
Aaron just came on it.
Oh, maybe Aaron's gonna leak something.
Pizza, you've got direct access to what I would accidentally leak.
Yeah, I can't believe I got a message from Aaron saying I was thinking about accidentally sharing my screen and linking something, and I was like, how do you think about accidentally doing anything?
Nothing is accidentally accidental. It's only intentionally accidental.
You can do it, Aaron.
By the way, the Rewst move was amazing this year. One of my employees actually won the scratch off and got a backpack.
Well, I might have scratched more than my fair share and I won shit.
Oh.
See, look, there's more Canadians.
Oh,
than we give
that
credit
enemy.
for.
Ray, I'm curious, Ray, if you're able to come off mic, do you think that could be made into a part of the crate? Do you see it being reusable, or is it like too oh my god.
Oh my god.
See, it's okay when he does it.
Aaron is sharing his Slack conversation with people.
You know, just months of work being leaked on a call, just willy-nilly. Not even fully complete. It works with the transition. We're in the process of making that work the way we want it to, but Aaron never consults me before he does these things. He just wants. He only needs.
You didn't say I couldn't have an accident.
I mean, who am I to say?
Aaron, I fully support your motion.
Jordan, it said that it was searching for the meaning of 42. Does that mean that you made the better deep thought that can now get the question?
I mean, we'll see when it comes out later this year, won't we?
Later this year, woo!
Aaron, there's a question. Do you remember what the first workflow you made was?
What's the first workflow? It was probably a single no-op to see if the engine was working.
And that's probably
which
the
is
one that you check the most.
because we were so early in the creation of the product. My first workflow was, does the product, ping and pong?
That's the
I
only one.
commented that
That's
it
the only
was
workflow
a.
you wanna do.
I commented that it was a user offboarding workflow shortly
Yeah,
after.
the
I was
user
hired.
offboarding workflow was built for Jesse.
Just didn't work at first, so.
Never worked.
But like,
Eventually they'll get it right.
That's like you said that too, didn't you? But one of your people are like, one day I'm gonna.
Somehow it keeps promoting it instead. It's weird.
I mean, it's still offboarding.
I mean, he has access to the workflow, so.
It's just offboarding.
Count my days.
But
Hey,
there's gotta be
so here's what, let's say something good about Jesse. All right, ready? Let me dig in my head here. No, seriously. And I think all of us on this call, especially if you're like an automation engineer or an engineer in general, not, in sales or running the business, what makes a perfect engineer is one that has empathy. It's such a huge lacking part of the engineering industry. And so, Jesse, that's one of the things that has served you so well here, fighting for customers, fighting for happiness. It's 80% empathy, 20% technical skills.
And refusing to settle for
99.1%.
Sophie's choice.
Correct. You will use the product and you will be happy. That was my tagline 2 years ago.
I just want to
And
say,
look at all these happy
please note-
customers.
I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say, look at all these talents.
Jesse taught me how to roost. Without Jesse, I wouldn't have learned any of my stuff.
There we
All
go.
came from
And
him.
here he is, 5 a.m. See?
It's 7 a.m. right now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. See, now it's not so bad. Here we go.
Got 10 minutes. Any other questions?
What's the worst workflow anybody has ever made? I know the answer to this.
I've made at least two that
Wait,
have brought down the
I don't want to say it on this call because then everyone will build it.
Okay, so let it burn aside. Let it burn. Will it burn aside?
I was there to witness that, by the way.
That was a terrible idea, but my worst workflow was the enablement of an account in M365 that had to be re-enabled every 5 minutes because our ITDR was broken and we had to the ITDR was broken and constantly disabled a single account because it repeat the schedule somewhere. So the fix, instead of actually fixing the ITDR, was let me just re-enable the account every 5 minutes.
That looks like a band-aid.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that workflow is still running to this day.
Did you know that Rewst handles, I think something like 1.7 billion tasks per month? And our engineering team over the course of next year is trying to get it so we can scale to something like 20 billion tasks per month, at least. So we're doing planning right now to see how much usage is going to go up and what's going on.
Are 1.5 billion of those tasks the IT load workflows?
Yeah, that's
workflows.
They have a really important prod question. Can I get Rewst to shovel snow in my driveway?
I bet.
Yeah.
But first you need the tech.
Is there a digital snow shovel?
You can actually get the ones.
Yeah.
Yes, there is like
Snow
there's a
Roomba.
grass Roomba, so there's got to be a snow Roomba.
Who has the shovel that has an API?
Yep, the Yarbo.
Well, a Cybertruck with elephant. Oh my god.
And then just use summon to make it go forward and backwards.
Did Ray have something? Ray, were you going to say something? Or was it nothing?
No, I've forgotten what I was going to say. So not relevant.
Sam just said Rewst mow the lawn, but there are actual like Roomba style lawnmowers all over the property here. It's really could actually Rewst that problem.
Someone took Dan Hayes' idea of putting knives on a Roomba and they're using them as lawnmowers here.
Can it,
He's gonna flip the lawnmowers back over though.
does Agent Smith work with Azure GCC?
Yes,
Yes.
all the services are available.
Hi, Trey.
Azure GCC, not Azure GCC High, because IoT Hub is not available in Azure GCC High.
Wish my dog could do that.
I hope that answers your question, Raymond.
Raymond, yeah.
Yes.
George, why don't you give us a limerick or something?
Yes. Can you do a little dance, please?
There once was a man called Daniel. No, we're not going down that road.
Wait, was it Daniel with an A there, or just not an A? Just want to know.
Not an A, not an A.
George, show everybody your real voice without the accent, because it's fake, right?
Look on his face. He just went away. We made him go away.
Anybody who wants to roast George, he loves it. Secretly, he's a big fan.
All right. George left, Aaron came back. See, Polkaroo. Look up. 6 minutes, guys. What are you thinking?
Oh, did you see the one question up there?
Nick's got a question.
Yeah.
Nick, is Rewst planning on implementing an agent tool creation and configuration interface?
So a configuration interface for Agent Smith, I guess.
So I was more thinking on the lines of AI agents from a tool perspective, like Claude. And right now we use Azure AI Foundry primarily, but I'm just wondering. Right now I'm pretty close. I mean, I have Rewst tied in to my agent configuration and a lot of agentic processes that I'm working with. And it would be really cool if I was able to, like, there was essentially an integration for Azure AI Foundry, or however, and that we then had the tools to build that within Rewst. Just
Pizza, can you think of how that would work, Pizza?
Yeah, so I think that he's describing the ability to essentially create your own custom agent within Rewst, right? Where you have your base model, OpenAI or Anthropic, and you are able to connect Rewst actions as tools within that. Am I too far off?
Spot on, 100%.
Perfect. Yeah, it's something that we've talked about. It's something that will probably be down the road as we expand our agentic capabilities and things like that. There is some love that we want to give to our OpenAI integrations and everything like that. On the MCP trigger stuff, that is hopefully, I mean, in theory, that would be more around like the ability to call standardized processes using the agent. That is also coming later this year, hopefully. But yeah, that is something we've talked about internally a little bit. It's something we're exploring a little bit more deeply.
That's awesome. I mean, I had the dream a long time ago that, like, I've created the system to where it would, auto triage whenever a failure occurred, but it was a manual process, and I was able to actually automate it. So when an execution fails, it will Rewst will fire off and then triage it and then send it back to the monitoring system. And all I have to do is sit there and wait. And it's a beautiful waiting period.
There was another question, not sure.
Yeah, there was a question about the host names NinjaRMM and Agent Smith. So all host names in IoT Hub need to be lowercase. It's a Microsoft requirement. The current agent doesn't do that, so that's something Tim Furnett and I can change. It's an easy PR, or anyone on the call right now could make a PR and just say that host names should always be done to lower. Yeah, exactly.
I'll forward that to our Agent Smith guys to make sure that they have some visibility into that page.
just going off that, I have a ticket open in this for that issue. But the issue mainly is when it puts that into IoT Hub, those agents' host names are put lowercase in IoT Hub, but then workflows are pulling the host names from Datto or however they're grabbing them, and they aren't putting it too lower, so it's getting the actual host name, which is all caps, and then breaking the connection there. So it's like an issue between whoever's building those crates and the IoT Hub Agent Smith deployment stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just forwarded it to our Agent Smith people, and we'll hopefully have an answer for you shortly on where that stands and how we can fix that.
Yeah, because the old agent never changed the host name to lowercase when it went into IoT Hub.
Yeah.
That was, I don't know, I think I was on version 8 and then it updated to version 15. And that somewhere in there it changed. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, the
This will
primary
allow
reason
me to-
for this is that Microsoft made a change, so that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Let's talk about the important things. I think someone, who was it that said open a PR? Agent Smith is open source. And too many of the cybersecurity vendors, the RMM vendors, they have us loading agents. They think these agents or software are intellectual property when they're not. Anyone can make an agent. So let's get everyone to open the source of the software that we're putting on our computers. Now, most people won't look at the source code. But if you wanted to, you could pay for the audit of the code to see if there are vulnerabilities that can be identified.
What's the thing about a cat towards the end? It was going to be, George was talking about something special.
Oh, Jesse's feral cat. I think it's
There's
4 p.m. so it's time.
Aaron, thank you so much for being a proponent of open source.
It's just
Yeah.
You're welcome. All right, folks. See you, Kelvin. It's top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thanks, Ash, and everyone in the room for participating. And have a good weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week. Even Jesse.
Everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate everything.
Got a hairball.